Good day, everyone. The last time we spoke about strings, today we'll be talking about numbers. First of all, let's go ahead and create a new file just to keep our working directory clean and so we can have codes that we can look back at. So just go ahead and create a new file. Then you can save that file as inside your Node Basics folder as numbers.js. Today we are going to be learning about numbers, doing a whole lot of manipulations with numbers. First of all, let's print out a number to the screen as we have always done. So console.log, then we can just put 1 over here. So if you go ahead to your terminal and you create a new terminal, I have to save my file first. Then I go and I put node. Okay, I'm not yet in my desktop folder, so I have to navigate into my desktop folder. You can see where you are from here. You just have to go to cd/desktop. Then from your desktop you go to cd node basics, and I'm in my node basics folder. If from here now I go ahead to run node numbers.js, node numbers.js. Okay, I've not saved my file, so if I go ahead and run node numbers.js, it displays 1 to me. So I've told my command, my instruction was that I should print out a number to the screen, and it has printed out my number. So next thing we are going to do, let's just go ahead and create a number variable. We created string variables yesterday. Let's just go ahead and create a number variable. We can create a variable called age, and we can set it equal to 24. Now there are two ways of initializing variables. You can initialize a variable age and you assign a value to it, and you can also initialize another variable and not give it a value at first, because some value you don't know at the moment. So let's just say, let's declare another variable and call it var results, and let's set results equal to, no, let's just leave results at this time. So what we can now do later is, let's make some computation with the number that we have created and now give that value to results. So first computation we can do in for a number, as we know, is addition. You can add to a number, so you can just say age, you can just say result. Now result, the variable you have initialized without giving a value, you can say result is equal to age plus 6. This way what you are doing is, you just said this result variable that you have created that does not have a value currently should just take the variable age and add 6 to it. So let's go ahead and console.log this. What we can do is, let's use our concatenation to say age plus 6. This is a string. We are just saying age plus 6, then we are saying is equal to, then we now concatenate the new value of results. So what we are expecting is that age is equal to 24, result does not have a value yet, then result is equal to age plus 6, which means result is equal to 24 plus 6. Then now we are printing out this string age plus 6 is equal to, then we now display the result value over here. So we go ahead and save this and we run our node numbers.js. You can see we have age plus 6 is equal to 30. So we printed out this string, then we performed some computation here and we displayed the results to the screen. Now, other computations we could do would be we can do a minus. We have done plus here. We can just say um, results is equal to age minus 6. You use the dash sign on your distance to on your system to depict minus. So you go ahead and end that statement. Then we can go ahead and print out. We can go ahead and print out the new value for age over here. So what we can also do here is age age minus 6 is equal to, let's put that in our string, age minus 6 is equal to, let's give it a space and say the new result. We have to concatenate the new result value. If we go ahead and run this, we can see that age plus 6 is equal to 30, age minus 6 is equal to 18, which is rightly so, because 24 plus 6 is 30, while 24 minus 6 is equal to 30. There are also some other computations we can do. We can do a multiplication. We do multiplication. The reason why you see that this result value does not change is because we are setting result is equal to age plus 6. We are still setting result is equal to age minus 6. So at any point in time, you can give result a old new value, age plus 6 this time. Then after you are done with that, result is equal to age minus 6, and it maintains this value. This is the current value of result. But let's go ahead to do some more stuff. Let's say results. Let's do a multiplication. So result is equal to age. Now in JavaScript and in most programming languages, to do a multiplication, you use the star sign. You use this to depict multiplication, and you can just say result is equal to age times 2. So our age is equal to 24, and we want to multiply it by 2, so we want to get 48 as the value of result. So if we go ahead and end this and we console.log, age multiplied by 2 is equal to the new result, which is age times 2. If we go ahead and print this out, it will add to this and give us, let me just replace this with the multiply sign rather to make it look. So age multiplied by 2 is equal to result. So we go ahead and run this, and we can see that age plus 6 30, age minus 6 18, age times 2 is equal to 48. We can also run division. Also, division in JavaScript and most programming languages is also done like this. Age, then you use your forward slash and what you are dividing it by. Let's still divide by 2. Divide by 2, and you go ahead and console.log age divided by 2 is equal to the new result, because you have set result now to be age divided by 2. Now if you go ahead and run your numbers.js, you can see that age divided by 2 has been added, and age is 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12. Let's just console.log at the beginning. Let's just console.log the age at the beginning. So console console.log age is equal to, then let's just concatenate age to it. So if we go ahead and run this, we can see that age is equal to 24, and age plus 6 is equal to 30, age minus 6 is equal to 18, age multiplied by 2 is equal to 48, and age divided by 2 is equal to 12. There's one more computational operation that we can do, one more division. Now you might want to divide and just get the remainder only. There is something you call remainder division, where you just want to get the remainder after division. You can do that in JavaScript with just an operator. You can just do result is equal to age divided by 5. So ideally, if you divide 24 by 5, 24 by 5 is equal to, you get it 4 times. 24 divided by 5 should be around 4 point something. So you get 4, and it will be left with 4. 5 times 4, 20. Then it will be remaining 4 that we can't get this from. So if you go ahead and you can just do a to do remainder division, you have to use the percentage sign. So age percentage 5, and you go ahead and console.log age divided by age divided by 5, let's just say, gives a remainder of, then let's go ahead to print out the results. So if we go ahead and run this now, we can see that age divided by 5 gives a remainder of 4, because 24 divided by 5 is 4, and it gives you a remainder of 4. Now there are still some actions that we can take. Our code is getting long, which is normal, but there are still some actions we can take. We can do something like results plus plus. This result plus plus just simply means that you want to add 1 to the value of results. So now currently result is equal to 4. From what we did here, result is equal to 4. So if we use this operator, this plus plus operator, and we console.log the value of result now, you can see that even after we divided and results gave us 4, we have added 1 to it, and we have now printed out that to the screen. As we can do plus plus, we can also do minus minus to remove 1 from the value. So we can just say result minus minus, and then we go ahead to console.log that our results to the screen. Now we can see that after minusing 1, the value of results is gone back to 4. So those are some of the operations we can do. Now there's a trick in this increment operators, which is the plus plus and the minus minus. Now let's name a new variable. Let's say steps. Let's declare a variable steps, where steps is equal to 20. If you want to print out an increment of this 20, then you go ahead to put console.log steps plus plus. Let's put out steps in its front so we can know which one we are. Steps is equal to steps plus plus. Let's go ahead and run that. We can see that steps is still equal to 20. This is because at this point in time, it's just printing out steps. Then it adds, after printing out steps, then it now adds the increment to steps. So if we go ahead now after here, then we console.log steps, we can see that steps have now increased to 21. So but if you want your increment to be done inside, you want it to be done immediately, so this is first console.log steps, then after which you add one to it. If you want to do console.log steps plus one immediately, what you can do is, rather than put it behind, you can put it just in front here. So steps is equal to plus plus steps, and then we can have it print out 21 just immediately. You can do that with the minus also, and it will work perfectly. Now one other thing we should know is, I'm sure all of us know about board mass. We know about board mass, so we know about the manner in which mass all these multiplication, division all works, the order in which they take. We all know division first. We know it all happens like that here also. So if you let's take all of this out. Let's take all of this out first, or let's just leave it. Let's just go ahead to do something just below. If you console.log then you say 12 plus 100 divided by 2. Normally in board mass it's division first, so it does 100 divided by 2, then adds 12 to it, which makes it 62. Let's go ahead and run that and see if that's the case. So it follows the law of board mass, where we have division first before multiplication. But what happens when you want it to follow a particular order? For example, you want 12 plus 100 to run first before you divide it by 2. What you have to do is this. Let's first declare a variable var my number is equal to, we use 12 plus 100 divided by 2. Then now, like I said, you want to give it another, you want 12 plus 100 to run first. What you have to do is you put the 12 plus 100 in a parenthesis, a bracket, and you can get it to do that. So now what we have is 12 plus 100, which is 112, then it divides that by 2. So let's go ahead and console.log my number to the screen and see if that works. So we can see that 112 divided by 2 gives us 56. So that will be the first thing we would. These are the basics of numbers. These are what we'll be doing with numbers. If some other thing comes up, we would be learning that along the line. But for now, let's go ahead to if statements. For us to do if statement, let's create a new file. Let's save it, and let's save it as if.js. So now, in normally we have conditions, and we want some conditions to be met before an action actually takes place. In programming too, it happens like that, and to achieve that, we use conditional statements, we use if statements, we use if else statements, we use switch, and we to switch between conditions. So now let's go ahead to create our own conditional statement. An example of a conditional statement would be we want to check the age of somebody. If the age of somebody is below 18, we don't want to give the person opportunity to buy a beer. You understand? So those are some of the conditions that we meet ourselves, and we might have to write instructions for that. So let's go ahead and create a variable called age is equal to, let's say age is equal, for now age is equal to 20. Let's say age is equal to 20. Our basic if statement would be that if, and to create an if statement, it's in three things. You write your if statement, if first, the if keyword. After you write your if keyword, then you open a parenthesis. Inside this parenthesis, what you want to say is the condition that is to be met. So if this condition is not met, then it skip the rest of the block of code. So now this thing is if age is greater, you use the greater than sign. If age is greater than, or let's should we say if age is less than 18, is less than 18, then we have to open a curly bracket. When you open a curly bracket, you can now write the actions that you want to run if age is less than 18. Then let's just go ahead and print out console.log. Let's just tell the person not eligible to purchase alcohol. So we are saying if age is less than 18, we should display to the screen that the person is not eligible to purchase alcohol. So if we go ahead to run this, okay, sorry, I have to run node if.js. I have to go ahead to write node if.js. So you see that it did not display anything to the screen. Why is that? Because age is equal to 20, and I said if age is less than 18. In this case, age is not less than 18, so it ignores the rest of this block of code. You understand? But if age were to be 16, then I run this code again. It tells me not eligible to purchase alcohol. Now, one other thing is I don't want it to just not tell me anything. So I want to say if this happens, do this, and if it does not, it's supposed to do something. In programming, we have something called the else statement. So you can use the else statement to declare what should happen should in case an if statement is not met. So you can just go ahead and say else. Now the else statement does not necessarily require a condition. It does not require a condition at all, because it's just the default for if your if statement, your conditions for your if statement is not met. So you can go ahead and open a parenthesis here, and you just console.log eligible to purchase alcohol, eligible to purchase alcohol. So if you go ahead and rerun this code, because age is still 16, it tells you not eligible to purchase alcohol. But now if age is 21, or then you can say you are eligible to purchase alcohol, as you can see here. Now we have used less than 18. One thing we can do is we want to say, if even if you are 18, you should not be able to purchase alcohol, because let's say we want you to be 19 before you can purchase alcohol, not you are just 18, you just clocked 18 yesterday and you want to start purchasing alcohol. So for example, we want to say if you are less than 18 or you are equal to 18, we can use the less than or equal to. You can just say if age is less than or equal to 18, then it should just display not eligible to purchase alcohol. So this way, if you put 18 as the age, it will still tell us not eligible to purchase alcohol. So now it tells us not eligible to purchase alcohol. One thing you can do, you can, apart from this greater than or equal to, this less than or equal to, you can do greater than or equal to also by doing this. So if age is greater than or equal to 18, you can just switch this and say if age is greater than or equal to 18, it should say you are eligible to purchase alcohol. So since you are 18, you are equal to 18, or you are greater than 18, then it would allow you to purchase alcohol. So if you run this, it will tell you you are eligible to purchase alcohol. Now there are other statements that we might want to, there are other conditions and logical operators that we might want to use. We'll be trying some of them here. For example, let's say we have a birthday party for only people that are 18, so we want to write a script to ask for the age, and if the age is not 18 at all, then the person should not gain entrance into. So what we can do is, we can say if age is equal to 18. Now you see I use 3 equal to sign here. We can use, if we use 1, if age is equal to 18, this one, age is equal to 18, is we are initializing the value 18 to age. We are initializing the value 18 into age. So if we are doing logical operators, if we want to use conditional statements, we have to use 2 to say if age is actually 18. That means if age equates to 18. Now, because we have case sensitive characters in JavaScript, you can use the 3 equal to sign, which means it should match it into the details. So for example, let's take this off first. Let's do a string. So let's say if age is equal to age console. So you can see that we can also equate strings to each other. If age is equal to age here, then uh, let's now make age console.log it equates. Now let's go ahead and run our if.js. You can see that it does not show that let's run an else statement first. So console.log, let's console.log, it doesn't. So if we go ahead and do this, we can see that it prints out it doesn't. Meanwhile, I asked if age is equal to age. Now, age here is equal to age, but we can see that this age starts with a small letter, while this one starts with a capital letter. So if we were to make this one, first of all, if we were to do this, we were to use double equal to, and we rerun our code, we can see that it still does not equate. But what we can do to make it equate is, if we make this age and we say if age is equal to age, then we'll see that it equates, because age here is the same as age here, and we are equating the variable age to this age. Now it equates. So one other thing we can do is, rather than having, let's take this off and let's learn what we call else if statement. So let's do a basic grading system, for example. So let's say var grade, or as we know it, var score is equal to whatever. Let's say our score is equal to 70. Let's run a grading system that will tell you your grade. So we can do that by saying if um if score is equal to, or if score is equal to 100 first, is equal to 100. If score is equal to 100, let's just tell the user you had a perfect score. Console.log, you have to put it in a string. You add a perfect score. Then else, you didn't. I have to console.log this. I just went ahead and so let's go ahead and console.log. So if we go ahead and run this, we can see that the person got a 70. Our score is 70, so the person did not get a perfect score. So you didn't get a perfect score. But what if we want to have multiple if statements? We can easily do this. We can say if score is great is let's just say if score is greater than 70, then it should just console.log a. If we go ahead and run this, what would we have? Okay, so let's say if score is greater than or equal to 80. Okay, what we did was, if score is greater than, let's do if score is greater than or equal to 70, it should console.log a. So you see, because the score is greater than or equal to 70, we displayed a, but we still have you didn't have a perfect score. What we want to do is to make sure that one of these runs. So let's take this off. There's something we call an else if statement. So we want to run multiple conditions. We can just write else if Now, normally we know that if you get below a 40, you didn't pass a course. Let's say you got an F if you got below 40. So we can just say if score is less than 40, then you can go ahead and say console.log F. Now, what we are just saying is if your score is greater than or equal to 70, then print out A to the screen. Else, if score is less than 40, then go ahead and print out F to the screen. So we are running multiple conditions here, and we can still have our else statement to end it. You can just say else. You can just console.log. You got something other than A and F. You got something other than A and F. So now, if let's make the score 20 to give the person an F. If you go ahead and run this, you can see that the person got an F. But if the person maybe got 50, then you can see that you got something other than A and F. Now, something else we can do is we can use the strict. For example, we want score to be 50, exactly 50. We can just say if score is we want to display something in the event that the score is not a particular thing. We can use what they call the not equal to operator. You use that with an exclamation mark, so you just say not equal to. So if score not equal to 70, or let's say if score not equal to 50, you can just console.log score not equals 50. So if we go ahead and run this, let's first change this to 40. If we go ahead and run this, you see that score is not equal to 50. Let's just run an else. So else, let's say score. You have to console.log that. Console.log score equals no equals 50. Currently, we run this, it will still tell us our score is not equal to 50. But in the event that we put 50 here, then you can see that score equals 50. So this is what you use to depict not equal to. So if you want to say if something not equal to something, then you can use the not sign. Now, let's go ahead and learn one more operator before we call it a day. There's one operator they call the or operator. So if you want to run you want to check for multiple conditions, you can use the or operator to do that. So let's say if score not equal to 50, or score not greater than, or let's say or score greater than 40. So we can use this operator to depict or the straight dash, and we have to make it double. If score not equal to 50, or score equals 1, let's just say or score equals 1, then score So we can just say if score not equal to 50 or score equals 1, um let's console.log score not equal to 50 or is the value 1. And is not value 1. So what we are doing here is we are running two conditions. We are saying if score is not equal to 50 or score is equal to 1, we should just go ahead and say score not equals 50 or score is not the value, score is the value 1. Score is not, score is the value 1. So if we go ahead and run this, because score is equal to 50, it will say score is equal to 50. And if we go ahead and put 1, let's first run that. Let's run that first. So you can see score is equal to 50 because the first condition is not met over here. Score not equal to 50, but in this case score is equal to 50. So if we put score as 5, we can see score not equals to 50. This condition is met. Score is not equal to 50 or is the value 1. And if we put 1 now, if score is equal to 1, you can see that score is not equal to 50, but score is equal to 1. It will still run this command because we have put an or sign that if score is not equal to 50, but score is equal to 1, then it can display that. So we can go ahead and run that again, and you can see score not equals to 50 or is the value 1. Actually, this is what is met because score is actually the value 1 at this point. So the only time this will run is when score is not equal to 50 or when score is equal to 1. So thank you. I think this will be all for this video. See you in the next video when we learn more in Node.js. Thank you very much.